Okay, so I get asked this question a lot about hiring a credit repair company. And while I don't feel like there's anything wrong with it, and I honestly don't feel like there's a right or wrong answer to this particular question, because I feel like the answer really depends more so on just you and what you're able to handle, your lifestyle, your work ethic, or just scheduling, period. If you have the means to pay somebody, I understand why you would just want to do that. So there's no right or wrong answer. While it's not necessarily something that I would recommend, because I do feel like you can do it yourself, and I do feel like there's nothing a credit repair specialist can do that you can't. I do feel like the one up that they do have is maybe that they're more knowledgeable about consumer laws and have more of a how do I say this, more of a motivation to get the work done because they're getting paid, but I don't feel like there is nothing that a specialist could do that you couldn't. We're sending the same letters, the same laws that I can read and learn about, you can too. But I do understand that everybody's scheduling doesn't allow for them to invest that much time and effort into repairing their credit, because it's not an overnight process. Like, it does take time and it takes commitment, and like you would legit have to lock in to undo a lot of the things and mistakes that you've made from the past. So I can understand why you want to hire someone. So to answer this question, like I do with any question that someone asks my opinion, of course I'm going to be, you can do it yourself, but at the same time, I will say, if you need to hire somebody, then just make sure you do your research on that person. Make sure that you aren't ignoring red flags. If someone is asking you to pay up front, if you hear FTC and filing identity theft, you just listen to things. If they're not keeping you in the loop on the letters that are being sent out on your behalf, that may be an issue. If you can't ask questions without attitude, if you're not learning anything, because I feel like as a credit repair specialist should also be teaching and not just doing the work, because if they don't teach you, you're going to go back and do the same thing again, regardless of if they're repairing your credit, however they're doing it. If you're not being taught that these are the things that you need to do after we get this removed, you don't do this no more, and you need to maintain this as far as your credit card goes, and you need to spend this, and you need to, if they're not teaching you, then you're going to undo whatever is done in a matter of months anyway. So you need somebody that you can learn from, who doesn't mind keeping you in the loop, and so just research. Do your research before you hire somebody. Credit repair companies are really word of mouth businesses anyway. I would never go into something like that blindly, or just going into it because I was desperate. I need to know that you know what you're doing before I sign up with you. So I would just assume that most people have that mentality, but a lot of people don't. And so for some, I'm a person who don't like to see people who sincerely need help get taken advantage of. Like, it really irks me big time, which is why I really take breaks often when it comes to talking credit on YouTube, because I actually have a passion for helping people. Because not too long ago was I in the same boat, like watching videos on somebody teaching me how to repair my credit and teaching me financial tips that I didn't learn in my household. So it really annoys me, which is why I be falling back often, because I just be like, bro, this is just not a topic to talk about just for views. But I'll talk about that in another video. But just do your research, guys. Just do your research. Use your common sense, and just, if you get a bad feeling from it, don't ignore that feeling, okay? You can do this yourself. I promise you can. It may take you a little longer because you don't know the laws, but I promise you, you can do it yourself. But if you need to hire somebody, just make sure that they on their P's and Q's, and that you are not left out. Like, what's being sent in, because these letters are being sent from the company on your behalf. So you need to know what's being sent in on your behalf, okay? So just communicate, and just do your research. That's all I got, okay? That's it. See you guys in the next video.